Yeah, those are messed up, no. Bad news, it's to beat your home, nigga. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
Run that shit up, Trey. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole car. Yeah, ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I go with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm too hardcore. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaselina like my Nina Puffer Ford. Took a Zach, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like a dart. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang Tsung. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Harper Free. Try to hope it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Throw them boys, we taking note. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them U.P.K rules. I make hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that business like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, the whole court. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm too hardcore. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the cow, then when you speaking to me fart. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. You can't do with them steppers. Niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I read that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole cart. Yeah, ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, so that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm too hardcore. And I just made it call. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
They killed, give me Isaiah 14 and 21. They did the same thing to my people. So you said that they put millions of my lives. Yes, you said. Should a murderer go to jail for murdering? Absolutely. Should a thief go to jail when he steals? Absolutely. Should a robber pay back the money he robbed? Absolutely. So why shouldn't the white man pay for what he did? That's right.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
I'm in a hell of a hole, was never expected to grow. Just obstacle set in the road, that a result of me selling my soul. The story I'm telling is cold, but yet it's what everyone knows. The white man's the devil is known. America was never our home. Only a place of captivity, safe facility, hating, disfigure me. They claim that I'm lazy, be killing me. Maybe this slavery draining my energy. 400 years and counting. The trail of my tears is countless. The fact that I'm here is astounding, but I can't wait till this shit is surrounded. Ready to tangle my king and the angel, be ready to rap. Crack in the sky, nuclear missiles will make it official. I'm capturing every crack and surviving. Put them all in chains where they need to be. Slavery for me. And let the whole world see that with them in the cage and safer in the streets. Put the dog on a leash. Get resolved for the beast. 144, get the ruler show, we could all be at peace. As soon as the trumpets are sound, your kingdom we busting it down. The only way justice is found, the time for your judgment is now.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog.
Look, ain't no remorse in my blood, Slim. It won't be no compromise. Now it's time to feed the worms. Watch his body turn to flies. I clutch iron while you trust the lies. The next Glock I buy gon' be Gen 5. I get it customized. And sending shots off like farewell. Praying payback come back around like a carousel. Still remember your Honda's words ringing in my head like bells. Said you in his body, you fit the Lord, fuck the cartel. Triangle choke, apply pressure to the game like I did Vondale. Payback's a bitch in a dress, she a bombshell. Revenge is served cold, I just hope they making oxtail. Glock fresh out the box, I swear it got that new car smell. Made myself a target in a world of mad shooters. That was designed fire for our babies to pass through in the day of our king's reign. I'll be overzealous. They bought my jealous, I bought brand new parabellums.
One day you'll see just how it feels. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog. Payback is a dog. It's a dog.
All right. Okay, so.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, Mosan Christ. Let's get the Lord a hand. Mosan, get the Lord a hand. Mosan Christ. I'm preaching officer 5,000 Shalayala. I'm holding it down until my main man, preaching officer Baja, until you get here. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna hold it down for him. Real quick, I just wanted to talk about something that kind of been leaning on my soul a little bit. All right. We got filthy, disgusting, stinking, ashy, scaly skinned Akon talking about black folks. You understand how Africans are better and this, that, and the other. He's not the first African to say this. There's been Africans that have been saying this. Not too long ago, maybe a few months ago, was an African that said how reggae music wasn't Benjamite music. You know what I'm saying? Like the Benjamite, like that's ours, and they borrowed it from us, or whatever the case may be. Let me tell you something. I say that to say this: black man, woman, and child. I say black, I'm talking about all the tribes. You have to understand, you are extremely hated. You're hated.
Right.
You understand? You are absolutely hated. And you're supposed to be hated. You are absolutely supposed to be hated. You know why? Because you're the chosen people of God. You understand? You are the chosen people of God, and you are hated because of that. You understand? And keep that always in your mind, that this is something that's supposed to happen. Akon's supposed to talk that garbage and this, that, and the other, because, and not just Akon, anybody else that's outside of the nation of Israel, they're going to talk that garbage because you are chosen and they know it. You understand? And it's in the scriptures. We'll start slow. We're going to slow walk this until Officer Abadja come. If I may, brother, can you give me Deuteronomy 7:6? Is it 7:6? I think it's 7:6. Just give me that real quick, and we're gonna walk it down. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna walk it down real quick. Black man, woman, and child. When I say black, I'm talking about all the tribes. All the tribes. You are hated for a reason. And I want you to accept that hate. You understand? Accept it. Accept it. You understand? Because you're supposed, it's supposed to happen. But in accepting it, you should hate too.
Concert.
You know what I'm saying? Big up my Officer Badger's here. You know what I'm saying? He'll be up here soon. You know what I'm saying? Let's get Deuteronomy 7:6 real quick. And let's get into it. And then Officer Badger gonna come up here and get busy on his class.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6.
Let's get it.
For thou art an holy people.
Say it again.
For thou art an holy people.
Now, the word holy, of course, I know you think is shaking a tambourine and jumping and gyrating all down the aisles and all of that. Holy means a separate people. You understand? Separate. That's what we are, a separate people. Keep going.
Unto the most high power.
And to who?
The most high power.
Yeah, to the most high God. We are separate from everybody else. From everybody else. We are totally separate from them. And you got to understand that this is why you're hated so much. This is why Akon's going to talk how he want to talk. And the other, I forgot the other Hamite's name that was talking about Reagan music. I forgot his name. But this is why everybody's going to hate you and feel a certain type of disdain or disgust about you, is because you are a holy people. Because you are a separate people, a special people. You understand? And they're going to hate you for that. And you have to realize that. You have to understand that. This is why there's a Ku Klux Klan. This is why there's an Akon. This is why it's all of that. Because they know you are a separate people. You understand? Keep going, brother.
The Most High Power has chosen thee to be a special people.
To be a what?
A special people.
He's chosen you disgusting, filthy niggas that live in the ghetto, that have to fight roaches and rats and mice and stray dogs and all types of other garbage you got in your life. No parents, mother dying, father dead. Everybody, I mean, it's a horror scene. Somehow you're still living. You know why? Because you are special people. You ready? Yeah. You understand? Because you're a special people. That's why. You are special people. Let me tell you something. These oppressors, they lose $1. $1, they jump off the roof. You lost your mother. Barely had your father. You understand? Your brother's locked up. Your sister's a whore. You got a whole bunch of things going on. Your living situation ain't right. Everything is messed up. You understand? You know why? Because you are special people. You can handle that. And you're hated for your strength. Ready? All right, no sweat. With that, I'm preaching over to Shalaya Alam and pass it over to Officer Abadja. Thank you all for your time. Come on up, Abadja.
Okay. Most High in Christ. Clap it up. You still at Deuteronomy, right? You still at Deuteronomy, right?
God.
Baba Kushag, give me that from the top. Because that's heavy. Because tonight's class, everybody's heard about Kevin Hart or la. Actually, I'm gonna pass this over to you. Baba Kushag Paratiza when you could get a chance here, not to her. What's it called? Kevin Hart is in a bit of trouble because Kevin Hart wanted to do a stand-up show. And I love that Most High, this is the Most High that Tsu Yada in this room. Well, you as well, you're probably familiar with this. But I'm a younger brother for those I don't know. I'm only 30. About to be. But here's the thing. Kevin Hart is in trouble for something Richard Pryor did decades ago. Kevin Hart tried to do a stand-up talking about how the Egyptians were black. Correct me if I'm wrong. What's it called? Richard Pryor did something like that years ago, right? Sir. Yeah. Now it's a problem. Do you know why? No, it's very easy. 2 answers. Well, 3 answers. 1 main answer, but Khan.
That goes on to say that the Israelites was black.
That's the answer. The Israelites was black. Babu Kasha, if you could. The camera, everybody can see it or not? Oh, yeah, you can share it. Khan, Most High in Christ. Yeah, definitely. Play this.
Professor, I got it open.
I don't
Good
believe
heavens, man!
right?
Great Scott, we've discovered
Black
the
image in the white.
fountain of all knowledge of Egypt in the entire world. Do you realize the importance of this moment, Smedley?
Yes, sir, I do.
Do you see the brilliance, the untold years?
I see it, sir.
Oh,
Sorry.
this is medicine. Thank you so much. Thank you, sir. Slide. Look, what is this? See. Says, cannot. This is the elixir of life, sir.
The elixir of life?
The cure for all diseases.
Wait, see.
Wait, there's an inscription on the bottom.
Give it to me. Give it to me.
Open at other end.
Lunomics.
This can't be, man. What? You know what this is?
What is it, Buddha?
It's the book of life. In the beginning, when man arrived on earth, the black God.
Like a little bit, right after he says it, right? Like right around there, yeah, kind of. Yeah, now, yeah, right there.
You know what this is?
What is it, Buddha?
It's the book of life. In the beginning, when man.
Notice how he looked back, like he already knew what was up.
Right.
He understood. Richard don't know what's up.
Right.
Click again.
Arrived on earth, the black gods did leave their spacecraft, and they walked, and they named the beasts of the sea and the animals of the land.
Heavens.
And man in his blackness did walk the earth, making medicine.
Medicine?
They discovered time. These were all black people got down. Wait a minute. This ain't nothing here about whitey. This is us. Wait till the brothers here.
Now he's being revelated and realizing all these people were black people. Right. Because, like, it's, I guess, how do I say it? We're going to get back to that for in a second, but it's like, how do I say it? Like, okay, we were raised a little different. I think everybody in here could, like, the idea of, when you watch the Malcolm X movie, like, the idea of God has to be white was a weird concept watching that movie. I don't know, maybe what's it called? To me, the idea that someone couldn't believe that God was black. Maybe I'm just a bit different because I'm in here and I was born to be in here. But, like, what's it called? How do I say it? Back then, during their time, they were really under such a programming. Like the idea that any black Tarzan. If you are older and black, you understand what the hell I'm talking about. Tarzan was, anyone familiar with the idea of the white hope? Basically, a lot of times it's Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is going to stop Floyd Mayweather. Right? Tarzan was this idea of this white man comes in and civilizes Africa. And he was raised by gorillas. But he's the one civilizing us. Right? The white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
Damn right.
Okay. Give me what you got from the top. Deuteronomy, Bible share. Because that's just crazy. So, yeah, like I said, Kevin Hart, you got it? Come, read it.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 6. For thou art an holy people.
You are special, right? You are separated. That's what holy means, right? Keep going.
Unto the Most High Power. The Most High Power hath chosen thee.
The Most High God chose you. Most High God, okay, understand this. Out of all the, well, matter of fact, we'll read that. Keep going.
The Most High Power has chosen thee to be a special people.
He chose us not for anything other than to be special, right? Keep going.
Unto himself.
Specifically for him, right? Keep going.
Above all people.
Above who?
Above all people.
All people. We are above all people. We are special to God above all people. That's what the Bible just said. Keep going.
That are upon the face of the earth.
That are upon the face of the earth. Everybody.
Right.
That's what the God of the Christians said. That's what the God of the Jews just said. The Jewish man, rather. Salakia. That's what the God of the Muslims said. Y'all love Abraham, right? Abraham's God, Musa's God, had Musa right that the Israelites are special above everybody. That's why I'm going on Facebook and seeing WAC 100 is laughing at cats saying, yo, your leaders are telling you run from Tazaryak. Salakia, Captain Tazaryak. That's what the Bible just said. You should run from Tazaryak because Tazaryak is special. You should, and here's the other thing. Keep going.
Verse 8. But because the Most High loved you.
Wait, read
verse 7.
Yeah, Khan.
The Most High did not set his love upon you, nor choose you,
right,
because you were more in number than any people.
You are more in number than any people. So what does that mean? Keep going.
For ye were the fewest of all people.
So he didn't choose us based off numbers, right? This is not a numbers game. Okay? There are millions of Chinese. There are millions of Africans, the various groupings. And we're going to get into that tonight too. Babu Kashar, when you get a chance, pull up in the Zondavans, Ham, and then if you can, put your finger or put a bookmark by Mizraim. Okay? Okay, because we're going to get into that. What is black? Because we don't understand that. God didn't choose us based off numbers. Because there's many different darker peoples, right? He specifically chose us for a reason. And we're going to get that. Okay? Hold up. This book I have here was written by a professor at Temple University, Rudolph R. Windsor. Let's see. Salakia. It's been a minute. Okay, this is page 30 from Babylon to Timbuktu. The Egyptians. I'm about to say a sentence, and this is about to blow everyone's mind. I'm sorry. What I'm about to say is about to blow everyone's mind. The Egyptians. The Egyptians are Africans. Is anyone else's mind blown? Is that a shocker to everyone that the ancient Egyptians are Africans? Like the people that inhabited that region originally. They were darker skinned, melanated people. Yeah. And descendants of the Hamites. Do you have Ham? Babu Kashah.
This is the Zondervan Bible Dictionary. Ham, the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of the 8 persons to live through the flood.
Right?
He became the progenitor of the dark races.
He became the progenitor of the what?
Dark races.
The what?
Dark races.
He became the progenitor of the dark races, right? These were darker skinned, hued people, right? These were not. Now, we're going to understand why. Now, Paradis already said, but let's understand why the Egyptians can't be black. Read the next. Oh, John. Read the next part, Babu Kusha.
Not the Negroes.
Not what?
Not the Negroes.
Not what?
Not the Negroes.
Yeah, not Negroes, though. All dark races, but not Negroes. Right? So the Arabs. What are they?
No.
Okay, Con. What are Arabs? Are Arabs Negroes? What are Arabs considered? They're a brown people, right? They're brown Asians. They're brown, what's called? East Indian. I went to Castle Hill. There's a big part of Castle Hill that got East Indians in it. I was walking up. I don't think I had my glasses on. No, I did have my glasses on. It took that cat coming up to me to realize that's an East Indian. Like East Indians, they call them untouchables. Let me explain something to you. What's called the other nations, with the exception of Esau and the East Indian, aren't too much colorists. That's a learned behavior that they get from white people. Like the East Indians are pretty much the only people that actually base off color. Everybody else really doesn't care. Swap. Con. Keep reading.
Not the Negroes, but the Egyptians, the Ethiopians, the Libyans, and Canaanites.
The Libyans and the Canaanites. Read that from the top. Read that part from the top.
He became the progenitor of the dark races.
Progenitor of the dark races, right?
Not the Negroes.
Not the Negroes.
But the Egyptians.
But the Egyptians.
The Ethiopians.
The Ethiopians.
The Libyans.
The Libyans.
And Canaanites.
And the Canaanites. So I got a question for everyone out there. If you believe that's somewhere in America, where's these people's land?
Africa.
But how's it? How? We're not gonna do Genesis tonight, but yeah. Explain how we got from Egypt to Mississippi. God. Yeah. If there's any brothers in the chat, I'd rather deal with what's called making sure our people know that this truth is getting out there and give the Most High a hand and give him all praise. And the promised land is not goddamn Mississippi. Right. No, that's a scripture. He's gonna dry up the land. He's gonna dry up the land because it's not there. That's why they showed all them pictures about it being a desert. That place don't look beautiful because we're not there. That's in the scriptures too. The land will enjoy her Sabbath because our parents were too stupid enough to give it to them in its day. Give the Most High a hand for his laws, statutes, and commandments. You know what the hell I'm talking about? Every 7 years, land has to rest. Just like every 7 days, me and all my cattle get to rest. You don't just keep working your land, right? Now the land has a Sabbath. That's why Israel doesn't look the way it should. People think it's a dust bomb. Because here's the truth. The Most High is our Father. And I don't know about you. I got some badass kids. I'm kicking them the hell out. But you know what I will do? I will get renters. I'll rent out their room. The renters don't get free meals, though. Argue with yourself in the goddamn chat. I have very little time for an idiot who thinks. Matter of fact, there's these purple homosexuals. They'd love to talk to you. They'd love to talk. Sakari would love to entertain something about Mississippi. Why talk to us? We're just them niggas on the corner feeding black people. Leave us the hell alone. And allow us to do the work of the Lord. And you not help the niggas in. Are you giving food to the people in Mississippi? Water? You gave anybody in Mississippi a shirt? Mississippi. So anyway, as to actual enemies of the Lord, Africans are black people. And as the officer pointed out, that's to make sure you don't understand that how the hell does a black woman secretly adopt a white baby?
Right.
That makes very little sense, right? The first Egyptians was called Mizraim. Now, this is Genesis, the 10th chapter. Matter of fact, Bible shall pull that. Matter of fact, finish off Genesis. No, finish off Deuteronomy for me, and then pull Genesis real quick. You are the few, verse 8. But because
verse 8. But because the Most High loved you.
What?
Because the Most High loved you.
God loved us above everybody else, right? And in a few months, we're going to celebrate that. We're going to celebrate. We're going to do what we do every year. We're going to celebrate the fact that God loved us so much. Here's the thing you need to understand about the truth. Jeremiah Hyman put this out like a few months ago, and this is so true. We're not weirdos. We're not a cult. Ask a Jewish man if he believes that in the coming time, if Hamashiach will come and bring a new age where Jewish people will rule the planet under him. They won't lie to you. Ask a Christian if they believe Jesus is going to come from the sky and create a new society for his followers and everybody else will be punished for not following him. They won't deny you. What we say is not crazy or weird. It's what everyone else believes. Here's the truth. We just say, y'all ain't involved. If you want some effery, you ain't involved. It's a problem because I want to stand with men who will who will have a problem with child molesters being amongst us. That's a problem. Yeah, God loved us. So he gave us a society that said, deal with the child molesters. Keep going. I'm doing a lesson for TikTok. This is how we got to talk.
And because he would keep the oath which he had sworn upon your fathers.
And he would keep the oath that he swore to our fathers. What does that mean? God loved our fathers and made an oath with them. I'll make a deal with you. Y'all serve me, and I'll watch your children for the rest of your lives, for the rest of eternity. Right? Jeremiah Hyman put it out there. I will make niggas stay in their house. I will make cats stay in their goddamn houses and have to work from home. You mess with one of them. You cause one of them not to be able to breathe. I will cause white people to have to see their family members' last breath through FaceTime. Just like I had to see my brother's dying breath on a screen, you'll have to see your relatives' dying breath on a screen. Because I love you so much. And nobody can do that to you and your children. Keep going.
Hath the Most High brought you out with a mighty hand.
Hath the Most High brought you out with a mighty hand, right? And that's the end of that, right? Okay, keep going.
And redeemed you,
right,
out of the house of bondmen,
right?
And
out of the house of where?
Bondmen. We
were the slaves of the Egyptians, just like today we're the slaves of the Americans. I brought out earlier how the white man loves Egypt. This is half the reason. Babu Kusha. This is half of the reason. Half of the reason. They just love, you know what the other half is? They're filthy and disgusting. Just like the Egyptians were. You know what they found and when they did autopsies on mummies? Drugs. Your favorite pharaohs were drug addicts. The Egyptian people were drug addicts. And so just vile and disgusting people. Homosexual. Only a homosexual and vile people would really sit there and say our ancient writings are what's it called? One brother skeeted on lettuce or put semen on lettuce and had the other brother eat it. Like that's these people. We are not these people. Just like that Hamite Akon wanted to say, we're not Africans. We're not Africans. That's African culture. Okay, and let me just say that since I already said it. African culture is not Akon music. We clear on that, right?
Right.
Akon didn't make African music. Akon used a half African accent, right? When did Akon come over here? 5, 6? Akon's Americanized. Okay, that's nice. Akon made his money off niggas. Just like Akon is Elvis. Let's put it out there. Akon is Elvis. Akon is just another heathen making money off us. And now they try to deny us and our legitimacy. And really Akon's legitimacy. Keep going. Is that the end of 8?
La, sir.
Keep going.
From the hand of Pharaoh.
From the hand of Pharaoh. He rescued us from these Africans. Right? That's it.
King of Egypt.
That's it. Khan. The king of Egypt. Right? But now we're being told the Egyptians weren't black. We can't say that the Egyptians were black. So what about the Ethiopians? What about what we call today the Nubian? What we today would know as the Nubians. They're enemies. They weren't black. They weren't what's called. Here's what you need to understand. Historically, when white people came into power after Alexander the Great, they switched up everything and said we were always the pharaohs. This is a common thing white people do. You can research this. Ptolemy. Those people were black. Baba Shah, give me Genesis 10:1. Khan.
If I may.
What?
They also did it with the Australians and the
Forget about it.
and the South Africans.
Forget about it.
Any place where they go, they just replace it, and they did it to the, you know what I'm saying, North American Indians. They all.
But forget about it. They won't. Yeah, give the North American Indians a hand, because them brothers and sisters stand strong, right? Okay, them, the tribe of Gad and the tribe of Reuben, Khan.
It's like it's an end. You know what I'm saying? And our brothers and sisters had to always remind people that Europeans is not indigenous on this land.
Oh, forget about it.
Always got to remind everybody.
Forget about it.
They're not indigenous on this land.
They don't. Yeah, forget about it.
That's how strong that lie is.
Forget about it. Our people believe the lie that is taught that this is right. Right? Here's the dumbest thing I've ever put out the time. Maybe you can answer this for me, or you, Har. Okay. How do I say this? It happened to everybody. Everybody's been somebody's slave. So let me punch you in the face. And everybody's been punched in the face before. Where'd that logic come from? Here's a better one. Shouldn't the fact that nobody else follows that logic like spark something in your brain? Like, okay, you're old enough to remember Rwanda.
Right.
Didn't black people, like, I remember, I'm 30, so I was a baby. Black people didn't see that and say, like, if they'll keep up, why are we doing with this? Y'all think y'all African, right? Africans are beefing with other Africans. Y'all got this whole other group of people. Y'all can't be, what? Like, I can't understand that logic. That logic is simple. And my lawsuit.
No, you're straight. It's lucky, sir, if I may, because they, you know what I'm saying, they are warlike people. That, you know what I mean, that's just what they do.
And it's not just African, it's everybody though. Cause like Turks, I think the Turks and somebody don't like each other. I forgot who else. I don't keep up with these heathen beefs. Right? But all these groups that you slighted me, so yeah, I don't like you. That doesn't compute to us. Okay. Now you got a Genesis? Bible Shah.
This is Genesis chapter 10, verse 1. Now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth.
Right.
And unto them were sons born after the flood.
Now these are the generations of Noah. These are the generations. Now, what is that word in Hebrew? Yalad. That's Yalad, right? Meaning his bloodline. His bloodline is his 3 sons. These are who repopulated the earth. Noah and his 3 sons, right? Shem, right? Our father, which means renown, right? Kam, or Ham, which is hot or heat. And I forgot what Japheth is, right? Were sons born after the flood. Drop down to verse 5.
Verse 5. By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands.
By these were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands. They were. Why is that important? What does that let you know right there? Christian. God divided the nations.
Right.
Gentile, when you look that word up, just means nation. God divided the nations. I didn't make the separation. Abraham didn't make the separation. Moses didn't make the separation. God made the separation. Right? Keep going.
Everyone after his tongue.
Everyone after his tongue, meaning their language. Right? Keep going.
After their families.
Right?
In their nations.
In their nations. Meaning what? After their families in their nations. Meaning they'll have different languages, different families and nations. Like, for instance, they both speak Korean, but there's a Korea you want to be in and a Korea you don't want to be in. Right? They're same thing with Russia right now. If I'm not mistaken, all them people speak the same goddamn language. Russians and Ukrainians. They used to be Soviets like 30 years ago. Right? But now they have these differences, but they're still the same. They were divided. Even that division is of God. Right? Every division that's going on is of God. Okay. Keep going.
Verse 6. And the sons of Ham.
Now let's get it.
Cush.
Cush, right? Cush is who you today would call Cush, Salakia. Cush is the what's called Ethiopians. Salakia. Keep going. Kawash.
And Mizraim.
And Mizraim. Mizraim is the Egyptians. Mizraim, right, is an African. Right? That's what you've been told your whole life. You're an African and you're cursed. Who here heard that dumb lie? You're an African and you're cursed. Yeah. Whoever told you that has never read a Bible. The Bible never says Ham is cursed. That is nowhere in the scriptures. Khan.
The propaganda was going on because I grew up with this stuff. They always put curse to be Canaan.
Right.
So they put like, because the Canaanites is African.
Right.
They're all one, you know what I'm saying? They're all one group.
Right.
So, you know what I'm saying? So they saying that we curse and, you know what I'm saying? We, you know what I'm saying? We African, we're all black, but not the Africans on the continent, no. You know what I'm saying? The ones that, the blacks were here.
Yeah, that's so stupid.
They do the confusion.
Right.
But they say the reason why you are on the Bible and the reason why you curse because of skin tone.
So stupid. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to just explain why that's so stupid. You brought it to the point where they're just making fun of you. What's called a black and Hispanic, right? But here's the truth. I understood it from the broader aspect of all Africans, right, are cursed. Which is so stupid. You know how rich Africa is? Go YouTube Africans living lovely. Africa's rich and Africans get to enjoy that riches. No, I'm not literally telling you to do it. I'm just saying, like, go on your free time. Everybody go home. Look, Africans live very lovely. Africa's still a very rich place with all the diamonds and the oil and the gold. Africa's cursed. That's who's cursed. The Africans, the ones who sold us, they're the ones who's cursed and got all that money that they can brag about it. You can go and Google Africans right now saying, yeah, my family made their wealth off the slave trade. They're cursed? Okay, no sweat. Anyone who still believes that is stupid. The Africans weren't cursed, the Canaanites were. That's why, what's called apartheid. That's the South Africans are the Canaanites. What's called Khan. Keep going. Put what?
And Put.
Right.
And Canaan. Verse 7.
You're right. So those are the sons of Ham. Those are the Africans. Right? We are not African. But historically speaking, it is a known fact. Salakia, let's pull that. Let me get that. What is that? Give me 11 and Genesis 11 and 27. Right? No, Salakia. The Tower of Babel, languages were conformed. The only person to keep the rightful language of Adam was Heber, which is why the language is to this day called Hebrew. Ibayath in the Hebrew. That's how you say Hebrew. How to say Heber is Iber. Ibar. Okay. 1 and 27. Baba Kosher.
11 and 27 or 1 and 27?
11, 27. 11, 27. Your time.
This is Genesis chapter 11, verse 27. Now these are the generations of Terah.
Right.
Terah begat Abram.
Right.
Nahor and Haran.
Right.
And Haran begot Lot.
Right.
28. And Haran died before his father Terah in the land of his nativity.
Right.
And of the Chaldees.
Right. And of the what?
The Chaldees.
Of the what?
The Chaldees.
The Chaldees. Sumer and Kish. This is page 17, Babylon to Timbuktu. Before the dispersal of mankind at the Tower of Babel, this region was not called Babylon. It was only after the confusion of the language and the dispersal of the people that the name Babel was given to the tower. Babel means confusion. It also means something else. When the ba means like in something. It's ba-ball. It's like in something. I forgot what the ball means. Salakia. What was the name of this region and tower before the confusion of the language and the dispersal? Webster's Dictionary, Gazette's section, says Sumer is the southern division of ancient Babylon. Moreover, this same dictionary says on 849 Sumerian, the pre-Semitic population of the lower Euphrates Valley. The pre-Semitic population means that the Black Sumerians were there first. This point is in harmony with my original position that the people in lower Mesopotamia were Eastern Ethiopians. These Sumerians or Ethiopians and their kindred appear to have settled along tracts of Mesopotamia to India. This area now includes southern Iran, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and northwest India. Right? Now, why is this all important? The first and second allusions to Samaria in the Bible are in Genesis 10:10 and 11:1 under the name Shinar. Right? There is definitely a blood relationship between the Dravidian tribes of India and the Ethiopian Sumerians. The Sumerian civilization preceded the Babylonian. Yeah, the East Indians, a lot of that's muddied, okay, because Elamites, okay, the Afghanistanis are Assyrians. Pakistanis, if I'm not mistaken, are Elamites, because a lot of that got muddied because Elam is a Shemitic people. But you'll find, what we're going to find out is that Shemites lived exclusively amongst Hamites. Why is that important? I'm going to continue, let y'all mull over that. Anyone online could try to answer that. It's the Mississippi. If you want, you can try to answer that. Okay. The Sumerian civilization preceded the Babylonian. The Sumerians founded cities that existed more than 4,000 years BC, such as Eridu, Lagash, Nippur, Kish, and Ur. Archaeologists have found skeletons from ancient Dravidian and Nida types in Ur and Kish. Antiquated Sumerian statuettes resemble the statuettes of the Dravidian civilization. Meaning what? They were black people. Okay. Salakia, let me just find the page I was looking for. Now, this cat, for those who don't know, come to class to understand and learn our culture. What I'm skipping over right now is white people are not Japhethites. If y'all like, I'll give y'all a class. I think you can go back like a month or two. I think I did a class on who the so-called white man is. He is Esau. Japhet is what you would call Hawaiians, right? Those are the Japhethites. Ur of the Chaldeans was a black place. Okay, I'm trying to see where he mentions it here. I'm pretty sure he does, but hold up. Ancient black civilization. Okay. Salakia. The children, okay, Salakia. The children, this is page 15. The children of Shem are called Shemites. The sons of Ham are called Hamites, and the sons of Japhet are called Japhethites. We should not confuse Havilah, the son of Joktan, with Havilah, the son of Cush. Now it is logical to conclude that Havilah, the son of Cush, is intended in skipping through Salakia. Salakia, to be the Havilah of the land of Havilah, because that Havilah was a Cushite. His habitation would naturally be adjacent to his brother Nimrod, who ruled Babylon. Abraham was one of the fathers of the 12 tribes of Israel, and Abraham's father came from the land of Ur of the Chaldees. This Genesis, which we just read, 11:26-28. The land of Ur of the Chaldees was located at the southern part of the Euphrates. The Chaldeans were one of many Cushite tribes. Cush means black. I'll double check that. I'm not sure. Baba Kusha, pass me my laptop. Pass me my bag, Baba Kusha. I'll check that right now. I'm not sure if that's true. This dictionary defines further. This dictionary defines further. Cush, the name of a son of Ham, apparently the eldest. Also, not sure if that's actually true. And of a territory, or territory is occupied by its descendants. Okay. Nimrod was an Ethiopian. The first rulers on earth were Ethiopians. The Bible does not dispute this. Nazariah. And here's the thing. The Bible Doesn't dispute this. Archaeology supports this. That's why the doctor was able to write this book.
Right.
Here's the thing. Captain Zayak said this years ago to Cometians, rather. Right? And it is so funny. We're not trying to be first. We're trying to be last. Here's the thing. We are first. But in the context of what you're talking about, here's what you need to understand and get through your thick skull. And Commanding General Yohana has said this a few times to y'all. Y'all not first. And y'all mad. Y'all try to act like Sumeria never existed. Y'all try to act like the Fertile Crescent never existed. Like, talk to Cometians about the Fertile Crescent and see if they don't shut the hell up. Because here's the truth. At the end of the day, where'd y'all get the concept of y'all religions and pagan? Yeah, where'd y'all get the concept of building that big ass pyramid? What's called Tower of Babel? The Babylonians. I'll talk to Captain Zayak. I believe he what's it called? I'm gonna do a class eventually. Moses gave them the mathematics from them. Salakia, not Moses. I'm Salakia. Abraham. We built a fair portion of the pyramids, and thousands of years, hundreds Salakia years before, we designed them. Like the mathematics to say this is how you want to make your brick, because that's a math problem. That's an architectural. It's one of the wonders of the world for a reason, because you mathematically have to map out this is how much brick I'm gonna need at every interval. Right? Abraham gave them that math. Where did he get it? The Babylonians. The cradle of civilization isn't that continent. It's Africa. No, it's the Middle East. It's what they call the Middle East, the Fertile Crescent. And here's the thing about it. It's so funny. While I even pulled this up. Hold up. Yeah. It's so funny that people want to focus on that continent when historically and geographically. Now, here's what I'm saying. Those were Africans. You just said it. That's a known fact. People try to fight that. That's a fact. Those were Africans. Those were Africans, Elamites, and Shemites, dark-skinned people. That was basically the Chaldeans. The Chaldeans were white people, the white people of Babylon. Does that make sense now? They were African. Khan. They were the white people of Babylon. Just like white people are in America, they were Africans inside of Babylon. They were meaning, okay, you're Egyptian inside of Babylon. You're African. You benefit, but you're not a Chaldean. Like, you're not. You can't say, what's it called? You know, my great grandma on my mom's side is actually the cousin of one of the signers of the Declaration. You're not one of those white people. What's called? One of my ancestors was in the Boston Tea Party. You're not one of those white people. But that's the Chaldeans. They started Babylon. Right? They're the upper echelon. Okay, these were black people, though. These were dark-skinned, melanated people, right? So were their cousins, the Egyptians, and that's the point. So was Abraham. Now, why is it important to understand that? We kept up our culture, but what's it called? A lot of us didn't, right? And we even need to get into that because, let's be real, technically speaking, a fair portion of the 12 tribes, our fathers married Africans. We know technically 2 did. Ephraim and Judah. Laban, we didn't say that we went to Laban's kids, because Laban had sons, but it doesn't say we went to them. We spent the next 400 years in Africa, right? No, in Egypt, right? Now, understand, this is before the law, just like today, right? Y'all want to talk about all that coming together. Nah, you don't understand the curses. God told Abraham, yeah, I'm gonna enslave your kids. Do you know what that means? Does that mean one gets to not be enslaved? Does that mean one gets to escape? Yeah. Does that mean one gets to live comfortably, and when I finally get them out, a few of them get to stay in Egypt? Yeah, every last one of them is going to be a slave, and then every last one of them is going to be kicked out when I want them out.
Right.
And that's exactly what happened. Why am I saying that? He keeps us all in the same boat. Now, who's everyone? The brother and sister with an Asian mom. The brother and sister with a white mom. Right? That's what y'all don't understand. They had to leave too. Right? We didn't altogether understand our culture. But if you were a part of our culture, yeah, you had to get out. The Most High requested and required that you leave. Right? Now, let me see if there's any more on this. Khan.
You posed a question about Israelites and Hamites was always living around each other.
Yeah, Khan.
And he was like, why? You know what I'm saying? Why was that? Because it's like,
no, not Israelites. Shemites.
Oh, Shemites. Yeah,
Shemites. Now, remember, this is Abraham's time. Abraham lived in Iraq. Abraham is naturally from Iraq. Right? We're going to get that next. Give me 12 and 1. Wait, yeah, Khan. Give me 12 and 1.
Genesis?
Yeah, Khan. Now we're about to get this story that everyone butchers. Keep going.
Genesis chapter 12, verse 1.
Right.
Now the Most High said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee.
Okay. People are simple, and people believe that this verse single-handedly is the birth of monotheism. Why is that incorrect? T? Why is this not the birth of monotheism? People believe that Abraham, we'll say both, spoke to or believe he spoke to God, and because of that, I shouldn't worship multiple things. I should just worship one thing. And that created monotheism. Why is that incorrect? Why is that obviously incorrect?
Because that is my first time hearing that.
Oh, you're not. That's what, when you look up Abraham, he's listed and is seen as the father of monotheism, the belief in one God.
Right.
Why is that? Yeah.
It's confusing me because I'm like, they say at that moment,
Right.
He, you know what I'm saying, he heard something, or he got, you know what I'm saying, he was commanded to leave the land.
Right.
By a power.
Right.
That made it that was the reason why people say at that moment that was the monotheism.
Right. Right. Because he's the first person in history, quote unquote, to believe in one God. That's what they believe, yes. Why is that complete nonsense, Khan?
I don't
Bible Kasha, read that from the top.
Now the Most
No,
High.
Salaki, where are we?
12 and 1. Genesis 12 and 1.
Wait, you mean not 1 and 1? We're at
12 and 1.
No, it should be 1 and 1.
12 and 1.
So the Bible doesn't start with the man who started monotheism. It starts what's called thousands of years before with a cat who believed the same thing.
Right.
This, you see how stupid this is?
Right.
You don't know the Bible. Yeah, copy. You and the cat who believes Israel's in Mississippi need to shut up and get in class. Keep going.
Now the Most High said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee.
Now, people who don't understand this, so I'm going to break this down for the simple people. What just happened here? Would either of you brothers like to explain what just happened here spiritually? Anyone online? Because it's so beautiful. Because it's so, so beautiful.
So, if the priest could read that scripture again, sir?
Khan, read it, Baba Kashar. If you could, Baba Kashar, if you could read that from the top, verse 1.
Genesis chapter 12, verse 1. Now the Most High said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred.
Get out of your country and away from your kindred, right?
And from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee.
Unto a land that I will show you, right? He's going to show us a land. Keep going.
Verse 2.
Okay, meaning, so what does that mean? What is that talking about?
So like I said, giving us something, come up under, you know what I'm saying, leave from being under, you know what I'm saying, let's say your family beliefs, and
Okay, I like that. Keep going.
Verse 2.
No, I was talking to Paratazar Salakia.
I can't put in the word right now,
Okay. Okay, so I'm trying to see. Keep going. Yeah.
Most I gonna bring him to his own land.
No, okay. I said, okay, break it down spiritually. Do you know the history of Abraham prior to this event? Abraham's father Terah. Okay. Abraham was raised Christian. Abraham had the Khan.
It's kind of coming back to me. There was right. That's the land. Abraham came from the what's the name of the land? The land of where they worship like the stars and stuff like that, sir.
Yes, Abraham's father worshipped the stars. Why do I call him a Christian? Very simple. Why does Abraham's father worship the stars out of ignorance or negligence? Meaning, does your mother eat pork out of ignorance or negligence? Khan. No. Your mother can't say God winks at our ignorance. Our mothers can't tell Yahweh Shai what's called I didn't know. Why? Khan.
Because I told you not to do it.
But okay. Yes, right. But why can't and how does she know that? No, how does she know that? Like, meaning, you're right. I told you not to do that, but how do you know that? And but how is it still neglectful? She's not ignorant, right? She's neglectful. What is she neglecting? Or neglecting, in her case, neglecting to do?
She neglected to follow.
She's neglecting to follow. Okay, I like that. She's neglecting to follow, but it's a little okay. I'm gonna give it to you. She's neglecting to read. She doesn't even know her behind from her elbow. She doesn't study to show herself approved. Tara knew our culture, chose to worship the stars anyway. We serve what's called our granddaddy since Noah, and before him, the great granddaddy Adam said, "There is a power above all powers, Yahweh, and that's who we serve." Right? That Yahweh Elohim, most high of the powers, right? But these stars. Abraham looked at his father and said, "You do that. I'm sick tonight. I'm not going to the little festival where everybody gets the tree and remembers King Nimrod. You go do that. Yeah, me and Sarah sick. We good." The Most High looked at him and basically said, read verse 1.
Now the Most High said unto Abram, Get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee.
Now, what is this talking about? What is this spiritually talking about? And I always like to break this down because when you like truly understand this, like you truly understand like Abraham, you truly understand the truth. That's the best way to put it. Anybody? Nobody online? Khan.
The reason why he packed up everything because he had the faith in the Most High.
Yes, yes. But what should this remind you of? Who should this remind you of? Anybody? Who should this remind you of? Who had to leave their country? Remember, this is spiritual. This isn't literal. Who had to leave their country and their kindred and their father's house to go to a place that they didn't know, that God showed them. Right? Keep going. Yeah, Khan. No. I'll give it to you for time's sake. You. You had to realize your father's dead weight. Just like Abraham had to realize, my father's dead weight. Wait, I just messed up. We're not talking about Abraham. We're talking about Abram. So what does that mean he eventually had to do? He did this weird thing. Khan, you changed your name? It's the name your mom gave you. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. My mom worshipped stars. I'm going to take advice from my mom. Your mama, would waste 2 pinches of salt because it's spelt. Like, do you realize that? Like, that's who you take advice from on who to serve as God.
Right.
Right? Yeah, cut your family. They're dead weight. Give yourselves a hand for doing the work of Abraham. Because at the end of the day, that's what it is. That's what the scripture is talking about. And this scripture is very beautiful to me. And I always like bringing this out because it's important that brothers know what the Most High really did. This isn't an accident. When the Most High said, I want to make sure you're an Israelite indeed and that you worship him in spirit and in truth. Yeah. You want to go around calling yourself a son of Abraham? Ha ha ha. Go home and tell your wife she got to change her name too. General Hyman had to bring it out last week about what's called the cutting out of the foreskin. Yeah, tell your wife that. Some of our sisters, I know my mother, she was cool with it, but she got mine done. But that's a whole other thing. And you get that, and that's another thing. Why didn't it work? I just mentioned my mama. I was born with health problems. She had to wait to get it done for me, and she made sure to get it done. Right? But another woman would have had a problem, just like Moses did. Why did he have a problem? Why did Moses have a problem getting his son circumcised? Khan.
Because Moses' wife was another nation of people.
She was an Ethiopian. Well, Salakia. From what we know, she was the daughter of the priest of Midian. She's possibly Shemitic. The Bible refers to her, if I'm not mistaken, an Ethiopian. That's a whole other thing. But yeah, why do I bring that up? Culture. It's a culture shock. My mother didn't have a problem with it. That's our culture. They do the things of the law without the law. I'm paraphrasing. Right? Having not the law, they do the things of the law. This is what Abram did. I want to show you. I want to see you do. Abram naturally kept the law. Naturally. Right? And that's what he instilled. That's what he created. Right? He recreated Adam's nation. The nation that Adam created. Right? The Most High took Adam, and you're right to a point, Parataza. The Most High took Adam, raised Adam up from the dust, which is what Adam's name means, right? And made him basically a nation, the sons of God. However, they wanted to deal with the daughters of men, right? So that nation fell. So now Abraham gets this goal, gets this dream. Give me verse 2.
Verse 2, and I will make of thee a great nation.
Right.
And I will bless thee.
Right.
And make thy name great.
Right.
And thou shalt be a blessing.
And thou shalt be a blessing. Right. You're going to be a blessing on the earth. We are a blessing on the earth. We protect your children. What do I mean by that? We ain't doing it too much anymore, but our very spirit is what keeps homosexuality at bay and all this evil and filth, right? There's a section, we don't have to be in power or have political, and understand this, we don't have to have a drop of political influence in today's society for our points to get across. You realize that, right? What do I mean? I mean the conservatives. I mean the Republicans. Our culture and our book, they take this and say, we don't want homosexuals because of this book. Like, y'all realize this is a bunch of niggas, right? This is a nigga book. But we have, like, let's talk. You want to talk about brainwashing? We have the world grip on goddamn culture. Like, I saw a bunch of Africans, like, dressed like us, and it's half, like, supposed to be making fun of us, but here's the thing. Maybe I don't get the joke, or maybe it's just a heathen thing to do. But other than chick wing fried rice or making fun of your accent, I'm not going to sit there and dress up like a goddamn Asian. Y'all really sit there and dress up like us. Like, who's really brainwashed to love who? Like, I was reading a book and they was explaining it like, yo, like, you have to understand when you really look at history and the fact of the Dark Ages, It puts a new light on blackface. Because why? Because you have to understand, why do we bleach? To love our oppressor. Why are you putting on blackface? Who is your oppressor? We have to keep this down as much as possible so the Egyptians can't be black. Why can't the Egyptians be black? Why did nobody care about Richard Pryor and Robin Williams, but they care about Kevin Hart? Very simple. Anybody online want to give it a shot?
So you're saying why they getting bent out of shape by this skit when Richard Pryor did it?
Why are they getting bent out of shape by Kevin Hart when Richard Pryor did this earlier?
Wait. So you're saying that Kevin Hart did a similar skit to this?
He wanted to do a stand-up mentioning the Egyptians being black, but now they got a problem. Why? Very simple. They got a problem with it. Very simple. And I basically just gave it to you. You want me to give it?
All right. People up today have a problem saying the Egyptians is black.
Right. Why? But why? No. They didn't have a problem with Richard Pryor, but they got a problem with Kevin Hart saying it now. Why? Very simple. Very, very simple. You want me to give it to you?
Because Kevin Hart has his popularity.
No, nothing about Kevin Hart. It's the answer to the last question, actually.
Sister in the comments answered and said, because the truth is at our fingertips now.
Give Sister Denisha a hand. Give me 12 and 1.
Now the Most High said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country, and from thy kindred, and from thy father's house, unto a land that I will show thee.
We're leaving everything that we've been taught in this place. And if our family got a problem, we're leaving them too. Right? And guess what? They understand there's a reward for it. Verse 2, Baba Kusha.
Verse 2, and I will make of thee a great nation, and I will bless thee, and make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing.
Right? I will bless thee and make your name great. You'll be a blessing. Right? What does that mean? Right? Everywhere we go, we make things great. Akon, we put Akon on so he could put all these Africans on. Akon, we fed all them little African babies that Akon's talking about. Africans ain't buying his music. Africans ain't buying Akon's music. I'll tell you that much. Africans are not buying Akon's music. Okay, keep reading. Drop that. Give me Exodus. Salakia. 2 and 1. All right. So basically, so we understand each other. This is what this is about. They have a problem with the fact that you're starting to understand your history. You're starting to understand where you come from. And that's a problem. So any way we can, we got to stop it. So now other races have to be hurt. Understand that. Other races have to have their identities erased. God did, okay, give the Most High a powerful hand. Very powerful hand. Okay. Because he destroyed them goddamn Egyptians. He destroyed them goddamn Egyptians. Okay, and here's what I'm talking about. He destroyed the Egyptians so bad that the whole other race owns their land, right? The Egyptians exist in a very small amount, right? He'll probably never wipe them out completely fully, right? But they aren't the superpower that they used to be, right? Here's the thing, though. What's it called? You're erasing these people's history. That's these people's history. So now, not only do we have to be affected by this, because this is so powerful and such a danger, other people have to be affected by this. Right? Let me explain to you slavery. Slavery, as John Hyman explained it, slavery was a bad in Egypt was a bad use of resources. What financial gain do you get out of the pyramids? Explain that to me. You know what you get out the pyramids? The same thing you get out of restocking shelves you just stocked. It keeps you busy. You can't plot revolution if you're stocking shelves. Everybody here's watched I'm Gonna Get You Sucker? They came in with what's the line, Paratiza? Brothers went in with guns, came out with jobs. It was hiring day. Right? For those that don't know, there was a movie about a black liberation group. And basically they went down to the state building to try to do something with some guns. And instead, they ended up leaving with jobs, all happy. Oh, yeah, I bet.
They took all the jobs. They wasn't hiring for black people
Right.
at all.
Right.
They marched on them because they wasn't hiring their own community.
Right. And now they got hired, and yeah, that's what happens. Right. So when you want to facilitate change, that's what happens. You get taken out. So let me get this. Give me 2 and 1.
Exodus chapter 2, verse 1. And there went a man out of the house of Levi and took to wife a daughter of Levi.
Right.
Verse 2. And the woman conceived and bare a son. And when she saw him that he was a goodly child, she hid him 3 months. Verse 3.
She hid him 3 months. Meaning, why was she hiding him? During this time, just like today, our people were under heavy pressure to not have children, to destroy our bloodline. People have been trying to destroy and discredit our bloodline for millennia. And thanks be to the Most High that he gave us the wisdom to keep this knowledge. Right? That people would often try to kill us. This sister knew this was an evil plot and understood it and protected her child. Right? Keep going.
Verse 3. And when she could not longer hide him, she took for him an ark of bulrushes.
Right?
And dealt it with slime and with pitch.
Right?
And put the child therein.
Right.
And she laid it in the flags by the river brink.
Right? Keep going.
Verse 4. And his sister stood afar off, and with what would be done to him.
Meaning, everybody knows this story. She took the baby, put him in a basket, sent him down the river. Right? So to speak. Keep going.
Verse 5. And the daughter of Pharaoh came down to wash herself at the river. Right. And her maidens walked along by the riverside. And when she saw the ark among the flags, she sent her maid to fetch it.
Right. Keep going. Among the flags, meaning the different, like, flags meaning like the leaves. That's like different types of leaves. Con. Keep going.
Verse 6. And when she opened it, she saw the child, and behold, the babe wept. And
the babe wept, right? Keep going.
And she had compassion on him and said, this is one of the Hebrews' children.
This is one of the Hebrews' children, right? What does that mean? She automatically knew he was a Hebrew. There was a difference between us. They always knew there was a difference between us. Right? And she wasn't stupid. She knew what her father was doing. Right? Keep going.
Verse 7. Then said his sister to Pharaoh's daughter, shall I go and call to thee a nurse of the Hebrew women?
I'm going to let this run out because a lot of people, I'll do a full Exodus probably in March or whatever. But I'm going to let this run out because a lot of people don't know how beautiful this story really is. And this gets lost. Because did you know Moses' mom was was what we see downtown in the city a lot? With our sisters taking care of these little white babies? You know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah, you know that was Moses' mom, right? That's how blessed she was by the Most High, by her diligence of saving her child and not killing it. Keep going.
And Pharaoh's daughter said to her, go. And the maid went and called the child's mother.
Right.
Verse 9. And Pharaoh's daughter said unto her, take this child away and nurse it for me, and I will give thee thy wages. And the woman took the child and nursed it.
Okay, took the child and nursed it, right? Keep going.
Verse 10. And the child grew, and she brought him unto Pharaoh's daughter.
Now stop. A lot of people don't know this. Moses' mom raised him. Why is this important? Come on.
Because the propaganda out there is that Moses did not know he was an Israelite up until, you know what I'm saying, his late age.
Right. He always knew. Two, he always knew his culture. Moses, like many of our people during that time, did not obey their culture. So you have what you have. You have him marrying an African woman. I remember Jeremiah Hyman explained that to me, who listens to their mama. And he said some other things that's between him and the Most High. And his mama. God. Just don't get pregnant when you go to college, young man. God. Oh, forget about it.
We always heard it, but it's growing bigger.
Yes.
It's getting to the point that you can't have kids because you don't have no money.
Which is so stupid.
And now that's on, you know what I'm saying, on a rise of that.
And that's a lie. That's a lie because I have to check the validity. I'm hearing that Krishan, that woman, whatever, has admitted to about 3 abortions with her boyfriend Blueface. And now I'm ready to have his baby. You sure you can? That's an honest question, sis. Are you sure you can?
How was it even possible that you could get online and admit to having 3 abortions and they don't come kicking your door and lock you up for triple homicide? Like you a serial killer at that point. Like you a serial killer at that point.
You're a free woman able to express herself, Hawk. And if you say anything otherwise, they're coming in your door and locking you up when you tell your daughter that she's lost her goddamn mind and she will, what's called, obey by these rules or get the hell out your house. So that is true. Okay, the sisters let me know that's true. Yeah. She's admitted to doing that 3 times. This woman got paid by Ivanka Trump to raise her own goddamn baby. Can you imagine that? The reason I bring this up, we just covered. Okay, so now I'm going to play devil's advocate, right? We're going to play games, right? devil's advocate, right? So let's say Abraham, everybody's white all the way up to Israel, right? Israelites spent 400 years in Africa. The first generation of Israelites, meaning the 12 sons of Israel, more than likely all married different variations of Africans. What do we know about genetics between whites and blacks? I believe there's something they say about a dominant and a recessive, right? So that first generation, what would all those children have been? More than likely black. Then every subsequent generation after that lived in a black society. What would they might have all been? Now understand, this is a world where Adam to Israel or Jacob is all white, right? These people spent 400 years living amongst the niggas and then went into a territory that would be filled with black people, melanated people for the next, I don't know, 10,000 years. And yeah, you're right. They had the law, which, yeah, the Israelites are totally keeping the law all throughout here. I can't find a scripture that says the Israelites were having sex with everything. Yeah, okay. The Israelites were white, and they always were white. And matter of fact, so we can end this conversation, the Egyptians were white too. And so Jake Gyllenhaal can make money, so were the Persians. And so, what is it, Tom Cruise? So he can make money. There were one or two white Japanese. Con, what you gonna say?
Even though they're black, they're white. They are in the desert. I heard people say that too.
Nigga, just shut the hell up and say the olive colored like everybody else does. Because you know that basically means I'm right anyway. Thank you. Like, olive colored. Okay, so now we're going to get the good scriptures. And basically, since we got that, we're going to skip around a bit. Give me Exodus. These are the Egyptian comparison scriptures, color scriptures. Okay, give me Exodus 4 verse 6.
Exodus chapter 4 verse 6. And the Most High said furthermore unto him, put now thy hand into thy bosom.
This is Most High talking to Moses, telling him to put his hand inside his bosom. Right? Keep going.
And he put his hand into his bosom.
Right.
And when he took it out, behold, his hand was leprous as snow.
His hand was what?
Leprous as snow.
Leprous as snow, meaning it was white. It was decrepit. Right? That's not a miracle for a white man. That's not a miracle for a white man. Right? Keep going.
Verse 7. And he said,
one. Now we understand this nigga, this is a white man adopted by Africans secretly. Understand, this is a white man adopted by Africans secretly. Con. Because they couldn't know he was a Hebrew. They was going to kill him.
That's what I was going to say. This was still going along. They're killing Hebrew kids.
Right. His entire age group had to die. Understand, these Egyptians were so give the Most High another round of, you really killed a whole generation of my race. You damn right I'm going to kill a lamb every year and celebrate your entire race's destruction. Right. Keep going.
It's lucky if I may.
Yeah, come.
As many movies as they came out with about this, about the Exodus, about our people being in Egypt and the Egyptians and Pharaoh and Moses.
Right.
They'll do every scene but they will not do this scene right here.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I've never seen a movie with Moses where they recreated this scene on film.
No, never.
Never.
That'll never happen.
Right.
So now, Baba Kasha, if you could get me back to Genesis, I want to say 50. I want everybody's familiar with Jacob's funeral. Oh, y'all ain't familiar with that one. Yeah, Jacob's funeral. I want to say it might be 50. Yeah, Khan. Give me Genesis 50 and verse 50 and verse 10.
This is Genesis chapter 50, verse 10. And they came to the threshing floor with a tod.
Meaning threshing floor of a tod. So Jacob has died. He basically, I'm going to say it bluntly, don't bury me with these Hamites. I'm trying to use words that'll be nice for TikTok, just so y'all know. What's it called? Yeah, don't bury me with these Hamites, or else I would have said something else. Not tonight. Well, I ain't on TikTok now. Don't bury me with these Africans. And you know what Joseph said right before he was about to die? Take my bones when you leave here. And what did Moses and the others do? Took Joseph's bones right up out of Egypt. I do not want to be buried with these cats. Because remember, Joseph had honor. So they had a nice burial plot and all that. Okay, that's nice. I need to put my bones somewhere for the minute. But yeah, once the Most High kicks us out, or we leave to our actual land, take my bones with you. We did not want to be buried with these people. We wanted to stay separate. Keep going.
Which is beyond Jordan.
Right.
And there they mourned with a great and very sore lamentation.
Right.
And he made a mourning for his father 7 days.
Right.
Verse 11. And when the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites, saw the mourning in the floor of a tod.
Now, when they read that from the top.
11. And
11.
when the inhabitants of the land, the Canaanites.
Now, these are Canaanites, another group of Africans that eventually be dispossessed by the Israelites. But that's hundreds of years later, right? This is them seeing a caravan come up from Egypt to bury Jacob, right? Now, mind you, Hamites was with us. But obviously, at your daddy's funeral, if a bunch of white people come with you, everybody will know it's a black man's funeral because there's a black family at the center of it. But notice what these Canaanites said.
The Canaanites saw the mourning in the floor of a tod. They said, this is a grievous mourning to the Egyptians.
This is a grievous mourning to the who?
To the Egyptians.
To the who?
The Egyptians.
To the who?
To the Egyptians.
So what we might, if you're looking at us from afar, what you might consider us, what?
The Egyptians.
We might look Egyptian to you. We're a people that might look Egyptian. We can pass for ancient Egyptian. That's what the Bible says. This once. Just that one psalm.
Wherefore.
Salakia, keep going. Yeah, Khan.
Wherefore the name of it is called Abel Mizraim, which is beyond Jordan.
Which is beyond what?
Jordan.
Khan. Okay, which is beyond Jordan. Baba Kashad, now give me Acts 21 and 38. Start at verse 37. 36, actually. Cause yeah. Paul really confused the cop one time. Yeah, Paul really confused a cop. 21 verse 36.
This is Acts chapter 21 verse 36. For the multitude of the people followed after, crying, away with him. 37.
Deal evil with him, beat him up, arrest him. Right? Keep going.
37. And as Paul was to be laid into the castle, he said unto the chief captain, may I speak unto thee? Who said, Canst thou speak Greek? Canst thou speak Greek?
Meaning what? He was surprised that this cat could speak Greek, right? Because he understood he's an out-of-towner, which Paul was, if I'm not mistaken, in this verse. Keep going.
38. Art not thou that Egyptian?
That what?
That Egyptian?
That what?
That Egyptian?
Yeah. Paul could pass for Egyptian. Khan. Right. Right. The entire family, yeah, that family, we could pass for Egyptians. The children of Israel are a people that are mistaken for Egyptians. We can also be mistaken for Ethiopians. That's not my words. That's Romans of those times who had to go and report to Caesar, what are the people of that land like? They look like they're Ethiopians. We were mistaken. That people thought we were Ethiopians.
Right. It's lucky, if I may.
Khan.
And that's how you know that the people who inhabit the land of Egypt today are not the Egyptians.
They'll tell you they're not Egyptians.
Right.
We're just here living off their stuff. Thank you. Give the Most High another hand for killing them Hamites.
Damn right.
Right? Now, keep going.
Which before these days madeth an uproar and letteth out into the wilderness 4,000 men that were murderers.
Keep going.
39. But Paul said, I am a man which a Jew of Tarsus.
Tarsus, right?
Keep city going. In Caesarea.
Caesarea, right?
A citizen of no mean city.
Right.
And I beseech thee, suffer me to speak unto the people.
Meaning what? He's using his political status. He's using his status as a citizen of Rome, right? To get out of that situation, Khan. Basically, Salaki, before you, what is it called? Your phone call. You can't treat an American this way. Khan, what are you gonna say?
Which scripture is that saying he's a Jew from Tarshish? What is that, 38?
I believe so, Khan. Yeah, what about it?
21 to 38. So, and that goes along to let you know it was Jews in those provinces.
Right. Give him a hand. Yeah. That also breaks that down.
Yeah. It was Jews there because he was a citizen.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely right. Yeah.
He's the only Jewish citizen.
Exactly. Now, Bible Kashar, drop that. Give me Matthews 2. And we're going to get one last guy who can pass for Egyptian. Yeah, and yeah, y'all don't want to know about this guy. 2 and 12. Yeah, y'all don't want to talk about this guy and how he lived amongst Egyptians. Like, they got the meme on Facebook of a little white boy surrounded by a bunch of Africans in school. Yeah, that don't make no sense. Read what you got.
This is Matthew chapter 2, verse 12. And being warned of the Most High in a dream that they should not return to Herod, they departed into their own country another way. And verse 13.
Meaning what? They didn't listen to Herod and give him what he wanted. He wanted to know the name of Christ and where to find him. So keep going. Another time our people were persecuted. Keep going.
Verse 13. And when they were departed, behold, an angel of the Most High appeared to Joseph in a dream, saying, Arise and take the young child and his mother and flee into Egypt.
Because what's it called? Flee into Egypt, meaning what? Why would you want them to hide in Egypt? Because what? And yeah, God gives people dreams. What's the problem? Why? No. Why would he want to flee into Egypt? And this is Christ we're talking about, so we're familiar. Right, Khan?
Because we look similar.
We look similar, but how do we look? How do we look? Let's do this reverse. How did the Jews look? And let's see how stupid you are. How did the Jews look? How did Christ describe? We got this instance of Christ living around some African people. How did Christ's great granddaddy describe himself? Pretty sure he called himself black and beautiful. We ain't got time to pull all that, but these are, yeah, I just gave you. Jesus is black. The original Israelites are black. So, yeah, Khan.
That's the meme you was talking about.
Yeah. And so we're clear that little devil's advocate, yeah, we could throw that out the window because the scripture said it's a mourning of the Egyptians, but it was actually a mourning of Jews. That was a Jews' funeral, but it looked like a bunch of niggas. Looked like a bunch of darkies. Well, I don't think I can say that on YouTube. Con.
His family, you know what I'm saying? His whole family went to Egypt to hide on him.
To hide? What do you mean?
I mean, that's what it said.
Yes.
Yeah, like
yeah.
Joseph, you know what I'm saying? Joseph, Mary, you know what I'm saying? They end up all of them gone.
Okay. And Gabriel, give me 2 seconds right now. What knowledge is in Egypt that will help blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians in our current conditions inside of America? You got 2 seconds before I end this. And this brother post this last scripture. Give me Psalms 83rd chapter. I'll tell you exactly what verse I want. I might want the whole thing. Not the whole thing, but just leading up to what we need. Let's see what secret knowledge we could get out of Egypt. What secret knowledge saved the Egyptians from Ptolemy and Alexander the Great? Can you tell me that? What secret knowledge saved King Tut from dying before 20? What secret knowledge, like the brother said earlier, allowed another group of heathens now to run your stuff?
What secret knowledge stopped Alexander the Greek from coming in and conquering Egypt and establishing Alexandria?
We asking those questions. Can we get answers, Baba Kushar, brother?
He said, knowledge of thyself.
Knowing of thyself.
Knowing of thyself.
Knowing ourself. King Tut knew he was Ra incarnate, right? He knew he was a God incarnate. Still died at 20. The Pharaoh during the time of Ptolemy still was replaced by Ptolemy and Alexander. Knowledge, they had knowledge of self when they got their behinds kicked and lost to the Babylonians, the Persians, the Greeks, and then the Romans. And then eventually, just nothing now. At least Ethiopia is a place ran by the actual original Nubians.
Right.
Those are the actual Nubians. You can't dispute that. Right? But yeah, y'all are a dust bowl. Knowledge of self. Not, how has knowledge of self helped Egypt at all? How did knowledge of self help Egypt keep they self from they treasures from the so-called white? Y'all did all that money, a waste of resources, just to make sure we weren't idle enough to try to kill you like some goddamn cowards, right? But knowledge of self is gonna help. Physicality wasn't, well, maybe it should have been. You know what they found when they did autopsies on mummies? They found drugs inside their booty hole. Salaki, I couldn't say rectum fast enough in my head. Rectum, yeah. That's what they found. They found weed and cocaine inside, literal weed and cocaine inside the pharaoh. Rectum. That's how they used to get high. Yeah, I bet they wasn't worried about their bodies. With gods that used to be homosexuals. Yeah, I bet they wasn't worried about their bodies. Such a vile and disgusting society. I'm mad I had to spend a class talking about y'all to even validify y'all at all. But yeah, this is the truth of it. Y'all want to love a bunch of people that white people love. Right. Why don't y'all why don't y'all love Nubians? Y'all say Nubians every once in a while, but everybody love Egypt. Everybody love Egypt, baby. Everybody loves Egypt. Why? Because white people love Egypt. Why don't y'all love Ghana? Why don't y'all go in the ancient Ghanaian society?
Right.
Here's the truth. You don't want to go. You don't go into ancient Ghanaian society. Here's the secret. Ancient Ghana was BS until around 70, 80, 90 AD when niggas in the East said, yo, this is too overcrowded because colonists from the Far East came in when the Romans kicked them out. And then those colonists said, okay, since they don't like us over here, we'll move west into places like Ghana and Mali and North Africa. But interestingly enough, these people disappeared around the 1500s, around this time period also known as the slave trade. We probably don't want to look into these people, though. We probably don't want to figure out their culture. We might find things like circumcision and killing a lamb or a goat in the beginning of spring. You might find those things. Yeah, so let's all shut up and focus on Egypt. Yeah, that's what we focus on. Shut the hell up.
Right.
The Egyptians' laws. The Bible has no ill in it. You got that scripture?
Psalms 83 and
start at verse 1.
The book of Psalms, chapter 83, verse 1. A song or psalm of Asaph.
Right.
Keep out thy silence.
Keep
not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God.
Now you know this, right?
Verse 2.
Now this, Salakia. All right. Keep not thy silence, O God. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. He's not being still. The hell inspires Kevin Hart to do something like, oh, the Egyptians was black. You know who did? Read that from the top.
Verse 1. Keep not thy silence, O God.
Keep not thou silence, O God. Right? He's not keeping silent. He's making Kyrie Irving sit there probably high as a kite and say, yo, people need to know about this documentary, and push a button. And now the world is in an uproar. I'm going to just tell the Jewish community right now, thank you for the promotion. Thank you. For the next year and a half, everybody will be talking about this. So to the Jewish man, thank you for the promotion. Thank you for the promotion. I really appreciate it. Right? What's it called? We thought it was about to be Kanye and that's it. But then y'all want to put him on ESPN, CNN, everything. Put Kyrie's name out there. Thank you for the promotion. And then any idiots who think they're promoting themselves, anybody like snitching, that's on you. But keep reading. Verse 2.
Verse 2. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
They always making a tumult. They was making a tumult during the time of Moses. They was making a tumult during the time of David. They was making a tumult during our time right now. Keep going.
And they that hate thee have lifted up the head.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 3. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones.
They have consulted against our hidden ones and taken crafty counsel. We got a plan for them. We got a plan to stop all this Hebrew Israelite nonsense, right? Just shut it down. At every faucet, just shut it down, right? Keep going.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. And that answers your question, Gabriel. What's it called? Did the Hebrews win? Yeah, they did win. Because we're still here, we're still standing, and we're still strong. What do the Commissions actually have of substance? We're actually out raising up a Can you speak ancient Commission? We study and speak the ancient Hebrew. Are you actually studying and taking the Metu Neter and translating that yourself? If you're not, don't talk to me. Get off this phone. Call Reggie, call one of them who I guess Do they even say they understand it? Or I know a scientist, or I know a historian or archaeologist who did the actual work, and I'm going to go off what he says. Is that all y'all are? Because we understand this. Our power didn't keep silent. He put away and made it so we'd be able to understand our ancient ways. We'd be able to find ourselves. What do y'all have? Well, I didn't say we won. I'll say we're about to. We damn sure won against you, though. And soon we'll win against the entire earth. Right? Give me verse 16, and that'll end off the class. ISIS, Ra, and L. I'm going to just... In order for your simplicity to work, and I'm going to do the research just to make you real stupid, because I don't even think that's the proper way you would even say that in Commission, right? That only works in English. There is no I in Hebrew, you dumb nut. There is no E in Hebrew. There are no vowels. So for your theory to work, that don't even make sense. Put the weed down. Get in class, Hawk. Oh yeah, this is what it looks like when you're about to win. It looks like they're shutting you down. It looks like nobody cares. Y'all been calling yourselves gods and unks and pharaohs for the last 50 years. That's what it looks like. It looks like everybody wants to hate us. It looks like everybody just ignores you. Who got in trouble for saying, yeah, I consider myself a pharaoh? Kanye West went around saying, I am a god. Wearing the big, whoever that falcon cat is. No problems. Right? Oh, but say you you in this cult. Say that you will leave your father and mother and everything you have behind and follow the one true living God, as your ancestors did. No. Nike needs to fire you. Balenciaga needs to fire you. Gap needs to fire you. Yeah, that's what it looks like when you're winning. When you're winning, people want you to want to make sure you lose. That's what winning looks like. Right? Give me verse 16.
Verse 16. Fill their faces with shame.
The Most High God is putting shame on the faces of this entire earth. This white man is ashamed because he knows the sham is almost over. These commissions are ashamed, and they want to go back to the 70s because some confused brother, assassinated Dr. King's mother. I'm sorry that brother was confused and didn't know the high priest inside of Harlem, 1 West 125th Street, and that he was confused and did that evil and terrible act. Okay, that had but they're ashamed. Why? Because they have nothing else to say. So they want to talk about that some event that happened over 30 goddamn years ago. Keep going.
That they may seek thy name.
That they may seek thy name. Keep going.
Oh Lord.
Oh Lord. That they may seek thy name. Cause their faces are going to be covered with shame. And we are, we're doing both. We have conquered and conquering, right? We conquered the Kemetic community. We beat y'all to holy hell. Now we're dealing with the greater black community. How many of your leaders right now are out there dealing with these goddamn celebrities? How many of your leaders, which Kemetic leader is talking to Kanye West when he was going out saying he was a commission god? How did Jabari get a conversation with him? Did Garfield get a conversation with him? Did Reggie? We do. We're winning, and we're going to continue to win. Right? We're at war. Right? And this is a battle, and we're winning the battles, and we're going to win the final war. Y'all Y'all don't even like y'all. Here's the thing. I'm gonna just say this and I'm gonna end this off. I'm the history teacher. As a man who studies history, I'm gonna just be honest with you. Christians are better comedians than y'all niggas will ever be. Do the history on ancient Egypt. They stole from the Babylonians, right? The Christians also stole from them. They will be better comedians than y'all will ever be. Right. Only one I really give it up to till this day is Shaka. I think he cut that thing off, thank God, but he was the only one who walked around like that. He was the only lunatic that walked around like that. And about that, I wish you could call in. No sweat. Call in this Thursday. We'll have a conversation. What's it called? Make sure you do that. And I'm about to get up out of here, finish this off. That they may seek thy name. Oh, Yahweh. Meaning what? That they're going to seek his name, right? You're going to be confounded, and our people will finally learn Christianity was BS. We shouldn't have listened to it. Malcolm lied to us. We shouldn't have listened to Islam, right? Keep going. Verse 18, we got to get up. 17, we got to get up out of here.
Verse 17, let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish.
Let them be put to shame and perish. Keep going. Let them be put to shame and perish. And meaning what? That's what's going to happen to our enemies. Like this nut who thinks he can pull scripture and don't know the Bible out his behind. The Lord is a sun and a shield. The Most High does give me light, right? Light to see that you're a nutcase, right? And then he shields me from the stupidity that you spew. That he is definitely a shield, you dummy. Okay, keep going.
Verse 18, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh.
Is what?
Yahweh.
Is what?
Yahweh.
His name alone is Yahweh. Son ain't the son. Nobody said the goddamn son. You look up the word's gonna say Shamash. Stop fighting a battle you have no sword in. Like I said, you can't break down metaneta. I teach the Hebrew. What would Jesus do? Be what's called out the temple. And this is the problem with our people. They want to love Africans so bad when Africans are calling you niggas. Africans are out here calling us niggas, saying we don't have swag. It's not in our blood. So I got a question for that. What you mean it's not in our blood? I thought it was African. Akon trying to help you. We've been trying to help you since 69, but you won't listen to us. So maybe, how about go listen to Akon. Akon said it ain't in your blood. You don't have talent in your blood. You're talentless. So I don't know what the hell Michael Jackson is. Michael Jackson's talentless. James Brown is talentless. Little boys in Uganda, they're better than James Brown. Yeah, I don't got time for your stupidity. Call names. Okay, what's called? That men may know that thou whose name alone is Yahweh, right? What is that talking about? That's talking about knowing who our Father is, knowing who our power is. And at a point is coming where the entire world will know this. And slowly but surely, you're seeing this come to light. Okay, the earth is opening up, right? And give me that, give me that last part. At the Most High.
Whose name alone is Yahweh,
right?
Art the Most High over all the earth.
And he's over all the earth, right? Of all the nations, we're above all of them. We are the 12 tribes of the nation of Israel, right? We are his children, and they are black, right? The Bible clearly tells you this multiple times. Jesus can pass for an Egyptian. Okay, Khan. He did. He didn't can. He did. Yeah, with that, no more time for the nutcases. If you have any questions, call in Thursday night. Captain Nazariak will be more than happy to answer your stupidity. With that, I pass the class over to Priest and Officer Haryala.
Clap it up for the class. I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother or sister. When a new brother or sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After 6 months, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. In Numbers 18 and 21, and Malachi 3, verses 8 to 10, means tenth in the Hebrew. Ma'asherah, means 10% of every penny of increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or teacher, priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Up and coming holy convocations. The Feast of Purim will take place in February. If anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boots, shirts, pants, headband, scarf. And with that, men of Israel, a margin, which means to stand. We're going to give one courtesy salute. A margin Shabbat, a margin Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahushua Barakatam. A margin Patap, dismissed.
No sign, sure.